Show me that smile again. Ooh, show me that smile. Don't waste another minute on your crying. We're nowhere near the end. The best is ready to begin. As long as we got each other, ooh, we got the world spinning in our hands, baby, rain or shine, all the time. We got each other, sharing the laughter and love.
I have no idea what you're singing.
What? I've been watching Growing Pains for the last several nights and you don't recognize that theme song?
So I didn't watch that growing up. You've been watching it for like 3 nights now. And I have not paid attention to the theme song. I really started paying attention to it yesterday when I realized that was Alan Thicke.
Yes, R.I.P. Alan Thicke. Sadly, we will not have a Growing Pains reboot, I hope, because I don't want it without Alan Thicke.
Yeah, hopefully this whole reboot culture is going to slow down. But I'm just wishful thinking here. You literally can't reboot everything.
Well, they about to.
Well, what's going to happen is everything's going to get rebooted, and then there's going to be a dramatic decline of original stuff that's supposed to come out now, and then there's just not because everybody's busy rebooting stuff.
Well, either way, I love watching the originals. I'm enjoying rewatching Growing Pains and seeing all the terrible 80s hair, terrible 80s fashion.
Oh my God, their hair is terrible.
It's so bad. Like, literally, the other day they were like, oh, you look nice today. And I was like, man, that's what looking nice was. That's pretty sad. But anyway, this is Tara and Ryan with Tara Talks, Ryan Listens. Welcome back to another week.
And Ryan.
I said and Ryan.
I wanted to say it myself.
Oh, sorry. This is Tara.
No, it's too late now. The moment's passed.
Okay. Well, welcome back. And we want to wish you a happy belated Turkey Day. We hope you enjoyed your family time and a little break. The thing about Thanksgiving and really most holidays is we don't really sometimes, when the true meaning behind it is a little murky, we don't really celebrate the actual holiday. We're just celebrating being off and spending time with family and eating. And so, definitely we're not going to glorify or glamorize the Thanksgiving that we grew up learning about with the Pilgrims and Native Americans. And we know that that's what we were taught is not exactly what happened. But again, we're just thankful for the family time. So Thanksgiving was my dad's favorite holiday. It's my grandma's favorite holiday. And so it kind of is my favorite holiday, even though truly Christmas is my favorite holiday. But Thanksgiving has a special place in my heart. And so I just want to say for everyone who's lost loved ones, I hope that you had a good Thanksgiving. I know it's always tough when you lose someone. Those holidays are still tough without them, no matter how long it's been.
This is true. Holidays just aren't the same once you lose a loved one that was like, especially somebody that's really close. It's just not the same, Yeah.
So, traveling for the holidays, we hope everyone had safe travels. I will say for being in a relationship, it's always tough trying to decide whose family to spend holidays with. Was that something that was tough for you?
I mean, you're the only person I've been in a relationship with, so.
I know, but has it been tough for you?
Not really.
The past few years.
Nah, it's just like I wish we didn't have to travel so much. I wish our parents lived closer.
That's true. That's it. That's what it really boils down to.
It's either an 8-hour drive or a 5.5 hour drive.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm not, just thrilled about either one of those. But
so I saw several articles saying that Friendsgiving is now more popular with millennials than Thanksgiving. And I saw some people kind of throwing that out there, and I saw so many posts about it and people kind of upset, and people are basically saying like people don't have or value families anymore, and that's why they have Friendsgiving. And I don't know. The thing is, it's not about America losing its morals and not valuing family time. It's really about people are expanding the definition of family.
Right. Basically, friends are the family you choose for yourself.
Yeah. And we are pretty lucky. We have some amazing friends who are like family. And like we just said, like Ryan just said, we live several hours, 6, 9, 5 hours away from family. And so, it's like, okay, sometimes you just want to do something with your friends. And I will say, like, we do both. We travel to spend the actual Thanksgiving holiday with our family typically, but we also do, we usually do a Friendsgiving like a week before. And so, I think that it's pretty dope to do both, because to me, Friendsgiving is my time to take just a few moments out of the year and everybody come together, kick it. I'm always down for an excuse to kick it, down for an excuse to just be like, hey, we got some food, drinks, dessert, come over.
It's basically an excuse to drink.
Yeah, like let's play.
Let's be honest here.
Let's play Heads Up or, whatever game.
Black Card Revolt.
5-second rule is my favorite. What's the other one? What do you mean?
Cards Against Humanity.
Yes. So it's just a time to come kick it, play games, and laugh and joke, argue about who's the best rapper alive and all of that. I don't know. The guys always get into that debate. But so I don't think you have to choose. It's good for people who can't go home for the holidays to still kind of get that taste, if you will, of the turkey and dressing or whatnot. But, it's also cool because some people, that family time is stressful and it has a lot of anxiety. I saw a lot of people tweeting about, I made it through the holiday without having to answer the questions about who I'm dating, when I'm getting married, when I'm having a baby, and all this other stuff. That's a lot of stress and pressure. And I definitely remember those days when I was in my early 20s. Every time I go home for the holidays, it was like, oh, who you dating? Where's your boyfriend? When you get married? And I'm like, what? I'm just trying to finish college. Like, leave me alone. So yeah, it can be pretty stressful. And then there are some people who have very toxic family or familial relationships. So, that may not be possible for them or may not be best for their mental health to go home. So I just want to say, don't hate on Friendsgiving.
Right. It's like if you go to actual Thanksgiving with your family and all they do is question you, question all your decisions and make fun of you. I mean, what's really the point? It's not fun for everybody.
Right. So that's my 2 cents on Friendsgiving. I also saw something that said to do Wingsgiving.
That sounds like fun.
So it's basically like Friendsgiving, but everyone just brings a different flavor of 20-piece wings.
Yeah, we got to do that soon.
That's pretty tempting, I will say. I kind of want to see what that would be like because, this year for Friendsgiving, we just ordered some wings. I didn't feel like dealing with all the turkey and dressing and whatnot.
That plus we're feeding like 200 people in April.
That part. Yeah. The people that were invited to Friendsgiving are about to we're going to pay for them to eat pretty soon in a few months. But yeah, so we just did wings and like some appetizers and things like that. And that was so hard for me to choose flavors of wings. You got your lemon pepper. I always love barbecue.
You could have easily stopped at lemon pepper.
I know. I thought about just ordering all lemon pepper because I know people love lemon pepper.
Lemon pepper was the first to go. And that barbecue wing was the last one.
Yep.
So here's my thing. I don't really care for barbecue wings. I either want hot or lemon pepper.
That's fair.
So like
You're a purist.
I'm not even a purist. I'm just over barbecue sauce.
I'm not. Never will be. I love barbecue sauce. So yeah, we might have to try that one year and just have people bring what they like. I would be interested to know what's the most popular and what people actually bring. So let's go ahead and hop into my timeline.
Cool. While you doing that, I saw a really cool picture that'll work for us to post wings on Instagram to see everybody's favorite flavor. I'm gonna post this picture and I really need y'all to comment and vote. Okay? Interact with us on social media. We like interacting with people on social media. Okay? Carry on.
So, Jamal Hinton is still close to that grandma who sent the wrong Thanksgiving text.
I read that story every year. It's becoming a tradition for me to read that story.
What is this, year 4 or 5 for them?
4.
I love that. I think that's so cute because I remember when that story first came out, I was like, well, that's hilarious. Basically, she texted him and was like, letting him know when Thanksgiving was going to be. And he was just like, who is this? And she was like, it's your grandma. And then he was like, I guarantee you're not. And sent a picture of himself. And then he was just like, but I'm still coming. And he did. And now
He said, can I still come though?
and she said, yeah, that's
like,
what
of course, that's what grandmas are for, to feed
I love
everybody.
that. And you know, not obviously, but in case you don't know, he is a black young man and she's a older white lady, and they've actually become friends and their families have become friends. And I just think that's just the type of positive, cool
the rest of
stories
the world
we need right now.
We're like this lady and this kid, then we would have so fewer problems.
Yeah.
They're like, hold on, my auntie calling.
Hey, come back.
I don't remember what we were talking about.
I think we were talking about the Thanksgiving grandma.
Yeah.
And how great that is to hear stories like that in the world.
Yeah, I said the world would have so fewer problems if everybody were like these two people. Because let's be honest, racism is a learned behavior.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like nobody was racist as a baby. Ain't no baby racist. That's not a thing. Nobody becomes racist until somebody tells them to be racist.
So more people should be like this lady and stop being like Karen and Susan, who just call the cops on people who just minding their business. So shout out to Jamal Hinton and his new adopted grandma. We hope y'all keep having many more great Thanksgivings, and thank you for always sending updated pictures to, you know, tell the world that y'all still keeping in touch. I think that's amazing.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's beautiful because really at the end of the day, you know, it doesn't really matter. Like family is everything, but also you can add people into your life that aren't necessarily your family. So I love that story and I think it's pretty cool.
Right. The word extended family is a thing for a reason.
Yeah.
So,
we had a lot of that growing up. A lot of people that I just called auntie and uncle and
it's
cousin.
Called a village.
Yes. And they weren't really related. It's all good.
Here's the thing. My mom is an only child. My dad has 2 siblings on one side and then 4 on the other. I have 10 times more aunts and uncles than what I just said. So it's a thing.
That's it. So Gabrielle Union was fired from America's Got Talent for speaking up about racism and sexism.
The nerve.
Yeah, which makes me sad because I really liked that show. Kind of got into watching it about a year ago. Kind of because I was recovering from my ankle surgery and just needed something positive. So like all those performances were so cool and just inspiring, and it was just like a lot of them had really cool stories, so I really liked watching that. But I mean, we watched, who is it? Mel B left, Nick Cannon left, now Gabrielle Union. All of them said that she's not lying and that that's legit what happens. And so the thing is, they messing with the wrong one. They should have never hired her if they are really, you know, not looking for somebody to stand up for racism or sexism or anything that's wrong. And honestly, I think Paula Patton, Paula Abdul said the same thing happened on American Idol. So, I mean, we know Simon Cowell is, you know, has been rumored to be a bit of a jerk for forever.
Rumored?
So that's not a secret. Yeah, it's not a secret. But the racism stuff is just kind of, and sexism is kind of just gross. So yeah, they said that they replace women and black people at Simon's whim. And so, yeah, that's not surprising.
Not at all.
I hate that for Gabby though, because I was really about to start watching again once she was on there. I stopped watching once Mel B left, but then I just was like, okay, I love anything Gabrielle Union does, so I'll watch it. Speaking of Gabrielle Union, I just finally finished Being Mary Jane, and I think they did a great job wrapping it up. So I don't know who all has watched it because it's not, you know, like the seasons are on Netflix, but then the movie finale is on BET Plus. So if you have BET Plus and you watched it, let me know because I would like to know people's opinions. Once I realized they were ending the show, I was like, oh, please don't end it on cliffhanger. That was gonna make me so mad. So I'm glad that I think they tied up the story really, really well. Because I remember when that movie first came out and then they said it was gonna be a show after that. I was like, that's so weird. Why would you have a movie then a show? And then now they ended it with a movie. I kind of liked it. It worked.
Yeah, from what I watched with you the other day, because I'm not a TV watching person, so I'd literally catch stuff when Tara's watching it. From what I caught, it looked like pretty well executed.
Yeah, I loved it. People were... Oh, back to Gabrielle Union. Just want to say shout out to Ellen Pompeo and a few other people whose names I don't remember who supported Gabrielle Union.
There's a lot of people.
Kerry Washington, of course, and some more people. But yeah, but it's particularly Ellen Pompeo because, you know, I remember her Red Table Talk when she was talking about race, and, you know, she I didn't know how to take it. I believe her, but she was really passionate, which came off almost hostile. But, you know, she's one of those, like, who claims to be like a woke white woman and, you know, down for whatever. She's married to a black man, has mixed kids. And so, you know, she, I guess, gets it and supports. But so I really loved that she took this moment to support Gabrielle Union. So, you know, I love my Meredith Grey. So the last episode, I think we talked about how Julia Roberts was somehow at some point in the running to play Harriet Tubman. And I just wanted to say, I love Julia Roberts. This was not her, like, it had nothing to do with her. Somebody mentioned her name. So obviously this had nothing with her. But anyway, people were upset about the outrage over Julia Roberts being suggested to portray Harriet Tubman. And they're comparing it to Chloe playing Ariel. And here's the thing I need everyone to remember. Harriet Tubman was a real person. Ariel is a fictional character.
It's a fictional cartoon on top of that. Somebody drew her.
So whoever decided that she would be white and have red hair, that was a decision that they made. So she's not a real person. Mermaids, to my knowledge, are not real. So just wanted to throw that out there. Also, I recently watched The Little Mermaid, the animated version. I still haven't watched the
live one.
Yeah, the live version. But the animated version, it cracks me up because I remember being a kid and just being like, man, her daddy tripping. And now I'm an adult watching it. I'm like, Ariel, young lady,
girl, if you don't
sit down somewhere. You mean to tell me, what was she, like 15 or 16? And she just met this guy, fell in love, gave up her voice, then gave up her, what do you call it?
I didn't
the bottom
see
of the
it,
fish.
So I don't know. The tail fin?
Tail fin, okay. Gave up her family to get legs and go live with this man that you just known a few days. I'm sorry.
Well, thanks for ruining it.
You've never seen The Little Mermaid?
No. I told you this.
Okay.
We spoke about this.
I thought you meant you haven't seen it in a while.
I haven't seen it.
Aww.
I've seen clips of it, and I'm pretty sure you ruined it for at least 2 other people. I'm not the only person who's seen it.
I'm sorry.
But anyway.
Spoiler alert.
Right.
I thought everybody had seen The Little Mermaid because that was one of my favorite
last time
movies.
I remember it even being on a screen in front of me, I was in kindergarten.
Yeah, and you were asleep when I watched it the other day because I had my headphones in. So you
Just
missed
be
it
watching
then.
stuff without me, see?
I didn't know you wanted to watch The Little Mermaid.
You said we had to watch it together, and I was like,
I
okay,
meant the
fine.
real one.
Okay.
But
you always make me watch the original of stuff before we watch a remake, so y'all see what I got to deal with.
Oh, goodness. So, anyway, the point is, Ariel is not a real person, and Harriet Tubman was. It's just that simple.
Yeah, I got it in your head just then.
Yeah, like you tripping. So side note, I really enjoyed the I'm gonna tell my kids memes.
Yeah, those are hilarious.
I was talking to someone the other day and they said they didn't like them. They didn't think they were funny.
Oh, I think they're hilarious.
I think that, but this
when
person
they're
took
executed
them
properly.
very literally.
Oh yeah, no.
And they were like, "You're just gonna lie to your kids?"
This is one of those people that doesn't understand memes.
Yeah, or jokes.
Or internet sarcasm.
But I thought it was hilarious. So my favorite was when Jack A. Harris said she
Jack A. Harry.
Sorry, I don't know why I always say Harris. Jack A. Harry said that she was gonna tell her kids that Kim Willie was her, which is so funny because we always mix them up.
It's true.
I loved the one where someone said they were going to tell their kids Mr. Brown was TD Jakes. I was like, yep, I'll take it. And then someone said it was a picture of Plies, and they're going to tell their kids that was Kirk Franklin before he found God. And the funny thing is they do look so much alike.
It's the same person.
I hate how much they look alike. And then really, I would say the best one I saw, which kind of it really wasn't even funny. It was just like, yeah.
It's funny because it's not funny.
Right. They're going to tell their kids that R. Kelly is R. Kelly because we can't take no chances.
Literally, you can't.
You can't. What were your favorites?
Honestly, my favorite ones were like people I know posting pictures of celebrities saying, I'm going to tell my kids this was me in high school.
Yeah.
Those were like my favorite ones, honestly.
funny.
And then the other ones were pretty funny too. It was one where it had a picture of the Hot Boys, like Cash Money, old school Cash Money. And said, I'm going to tell my kids this was Boys to Men.
That's funny.
Then my other favorite was it had a screenshot of the movie Major Payne. And had him and had Major Payne and the kids doing like a running drill or something like that. And then somebody else said, I'm going to tell my kids this was No Limit Soldiers.
That's funny.
Right.
So, Omarion, I'm not really going to get into all the drama, but the long and short of it is Little Fizz is dating
the mother of Omarion's 2 kids.
Yes. And Omarion chose to rise above it, which was pretty smart. And then he kind of had just like a subtle clapback by dropping his...
I wouldn't call it subtle.
Very not subtle, but...
Passive aggressive.
Passive aggressive is the word, yes.
Petty aggressive.
Petty. It was so petty, but like
petty
it was the
problem. Level
of petty I aspire to. Where he dropped his tour without Little Fizz.
Yep. Without B2K.
Yeah.
It's that's the how Millennium Tour 2 without B2K.
I mean, and that's how you clap back.
Yeah. I mean.
That's how you rise above it.
You know what they say? Hit them in the pockets.
Yeah. I mean, seriously. So, LOL at that. So, okay. We talked about the whole thing with T.I. and him going to the gynecologist with his daughter to make sure that she is still pure and how weird that was. And T.I. spoke out on the Red Table Talk with Jada and Jada's mama. And a few things that stood out to me was he kind of mentioned protecting virginity versus providing accurate information and preparing for taking a big step. So that was kind of Jada. And that's the thing is like his wording, his I guess heart may have been in somewhere trying to be in the right place, but his wording of stuff was wrong. And he even said he embellished, which I think is just ridiculous and poor taste. And really that the key word that really made people upset was that word hymen. And, you know, and Jada kind of mentioned, you know, it's really more about education because there's really only so much you can control. You know, with your child, you can educate them and try to encourage them to make smart choices, but you can't really like control what they do or don't do. So he did not apologize to the general public. He apologized to her for embarrassing her and for putting her business out there, which I think, you know, is at the very least he could do. He acknowledged his ignorance and he straight up said, you know, that he didn't really know a lot in terms of like what's appropriate and inappropriate and the wording to use and all of that. So
when you say very least, in my mind, those are the only 2 things that were necessary.
What? The apology to her?
The apology to her and acknowledging the fact, okay, yeah, that was probably a little bit left field or whatever he said. What did he say specifically? What was his exact statement?
He said, I understand that I don't understand.
Yeah, that sentence and the apology to his daughter was all that was necessary in my opinion.
So, I don't know. I mean, it was just one of those situations where everybody's parenting style is different, but the way he embellished just made,
I know girls
made
whose mama like did that very same thing without a gynecologist. So,
and that's not okay either.
It's not.
But I think Jada brought up a very unique point that a mother should be the one to guide a daughter through gynecological things. And it's just a very different message when your dad is the one doing it. But he cleared up that he wasn't really in the room and all this other stuff. So there was a lot of things that people took what he said and ran with it, or what he actually said he didn't really mean. And so it's just one of those things that I'm over it and done talking about it. And I hope
Good.
people were educated by it. That's one thing, good thing that I think came out of it is when that came out, a lot of gynecologists, a lot of
I was going to say gynecologist.
a lot of gynecologists and Black female doctors spoke up on social media, and so I'm all for that. And I think that everybody needs some education on what to do and what not to do, and what to say and what not to say. So then we got part 2 of Tiny and T.I. to talk about their marriage, which I just kind of like, it was exactly what I expected. It was T.I. saying a bunch of big words and T.I. What's the word where you make yourself big?
I have an idea as to what you're trying to get at, but
I can't think of the word that I'm really got my finger on, but basically he was trying to appear like this big manly man and man of the house, and he kept cutting Tiny off, and I mean it was just so odd. The very first couple of minutes of it, I wanted to throw my iPad at my TV, then throw my laptop at that, and then throw my cell phone at that. That's how mad I was.
Let me throwing my stuff at my stuff.
I know. It was
Girl.
It was that bad.
You can throw your laptop at your phone. That's about it.
Look, it was like, you know, when you just hear a ignorant man saying a bunch of wrong stuff. It was that.
Mansplaining?
Really, yeah, mansplaining, but also just saying stuff to appear big and bad. When you know, I just kind of feel like for her to have taken him back, they had to have worked on some stuff. He had to have changed something. So the first thing that stood out to me was, she brought up the fact that like he wanted her to stay home and not work. And so, you know, she just stayed home and took care of the kids, took care of the household. And, you know, there's other things she wanted to do in her career that she didn't do because he wanted to provide. Right. And so he basically is like, if a man cannot provide for his family, then he's seen as less of a man. But if a man provides everything for his family, then he's seen as controlling. What do you think about that?
I wouldn't say controlling, because like, let's say I happen to be a multimillionaire, like I'm sure T.I. is, and provides everything for his family. That doesn't make you controlling, because you can be broke and be controlling.
Right, but her point was because he provided everything, she didn't
felt
really
controlled.
Yeah, she didn't really have, like, when you work for yourself, you're like, Psh, I'm about to go do this and I'm about to go do that. But she just kind of felt like she was stuck because he was the provider, which I know a lot of women probably feel that way. When
I said throw your laptop at your phone, did you feel controlled just then?
No,
because I don't want you throwing our shared devices at our shared devices. Because I still want to watch TV.
I mean, I don't want you throwing things at things. I did not feel controlled.
Okay, because I was making sure.
No, but my point is,
because ain't nobody coming to me like, you were controlling her during the episode.
I think they both had very good points. Because I see his side of being like, look, I'm trying to do what I was taught to do, which is be the man and provide for my family. But now I'm getting accused of being controlling. And so, but I also see her side of being like, I thought I wanted to just stay at home, but now I'm like, I want to do some things for me. And so it was kind of like she had a change of heart and then he wasn't prepared for that change. It really reminded me of...
Who can prepare for change, to be fair?
Right. And so it really reminded me of Kevin Liss from The Love Hour and from Black Love documentary when he talked about, 10 or 15 years into their marriage, she had an awakening and a change of her personality and he had to adjust to that.
I like the metaphor he used where he said it's like getting an iOS update where they change all the stuff in the iPhone, but then you got to get used to it because... These are my words. You're not finna switch to Android if you got an iPhone.
Exactly.
Because people who use iPhones generally aren't capable of using Androids. Yeah, I said it.
I cannot. My mom would be trying to give me her Android and get me to help her with stuff. I'm like, I don't know. Because I've always had an iPhone. I went from a flip phone to iPhone 4.
Like I had several Androids before before you talked me into getting my first iPhone. I had an iPhone. I took it back and got another Android because I hated it at first.
So, but back to the
T.I. and
analogy.
Tiny,
Yeah. So just like iPhones get updates, or any phone, smartphones get updates, you have to learn what those changes were. And you're right. I mean, that was a really great analogy. And Kev says, you know, at least iPhone tells you these are the new updates. Here's what you can expect. When people change, they don't even recognize it themselves to prepare their partner.
True.
You know? So, you know, I kind of felt bad for T.I. because, you know, I get it when you think you're operating off of one script and then you come back and it's like, whoa, who are you? So, I mean, that's valid. Then, so yeah, he needs to listen to the Love Hour podcast, basically, is what I got out of that. He mentioned a lot that he just didn't want to start over.
Okay.
Like, that's why they stayed together, because he didn't want to start over with someone new because they have so much history. And
the thing is, if you don't want to start over, you got to fix stuff.
That's it.
You got to work through stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, I really think they need marriage counseling so bad. They said they went to counseling, but they need to go back. And maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want to tell no married folks how to live their life, but at the same time, if you want to live like you single, yet keep your wife because you don't want to start over with another wife, then just not have a wife. That would be my guess. But again, I don't want to tell nobody how to live their life. Yeah,
I mean, the way they were arguing on the show, I was like, are y'all happy? Because I thought this episode was going to be about how y'all made it through. Not what y'all still going through. So, but the funniest line of the whole show was, you know, they kept talking about how they had extracurricular things and they had their fun on the side, and Tiny was like, let the record show, let me just be clear, I have never ever had sex with anyone while being married. And then T.I. said, I have never ever lied about that on the Red Table Talk, and I'm not going to right now. And I was just like, wow.
T.I. is good at deflecting.
He is. But I mean, he straight up said, like, I mean, I've never, he's never really, that hasn't really been a secret that he's, you know, had extracurricular activities. So more power to them. Best wishes to them. And, you know, it was just a very interesting episode. I will say that.
They generally are.
And that's the thing. I don't come out of Red Table Talks. I've only had one or two where I came out of it feeling like educated or enlightened or, oh, I got something good out of that. Most of them I'm just watching like, what is going on? And I'm just intrigued, and I'm left with more questions than answers. Because at the end of the day, Jada is not, she's not a therapist. I mean, it's just like any other talk show where it's just really up to the person what they say or don't say. But I'm always here for Jada's mom's facial expressions. They're hilarious. And they could be a show in and of themselves.
Somebody said she does need her own show.
Yeah. So we finished season 3 of Black Love Doc. What'd you think?
It's always enlightening. Why does that feel wrong coming out of my mouth right now? It's always a good thing, a good learning experience to hear from couples who have been through what we're about to go through and have been going through for the last 6.5 years at this point. But yeah, the marriage aspect, it's very insightful.
It is. Who were your favorites of this season?
What's my dude? Oh, dang. See, these are things you gotta ask me before the show so I can actually have a valid answer rather than saying, what's my dude? What's my dude though?
I don't know who you talking about.
Clearly.
You talking about David and Tamla Man?
Nah. What's somebody else?
Kevin Liss?
Them too, but it was another couple I can't think of.
Candy and Todd?
They were good too. It was another one. Keep going.
LaToya Luckett was on there with her.
They were fun.
Boo.
Anyway, they're usually all good. That really, really old couple was kind of cool.
The really old couple was really cool.
They've been married for like 73 years.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty cool. I mean,
A lot of people don't live that long.
Right? That's what I was like, how old did they have to be?
Probably 15, because you could do that back then.
Yeah, that's true.
They looked, well, he when they got married, he had his like military uniform on, so they were probably at least 18.
That's just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they were cute.
It's crazy because a lot of people don't see life that way. Like, think about it. They spent 75 years of their life married. A lot of people think of marriage as like the back end of their life. You know?
Yeah.
It's weird to think that they spent way more time married to each other than they ever did as individuals.
Terry Crews.
They
That's
were
who you're
good
thinking
too.
of?
No, but they were good too.
Okay.
Oh,
The guy from Girlfriends.
That was one of them.
I can't remember his name ever.
Right.
I'm on their Instagram.
He was in a bunch of other stuff too. But yeah, they were all good, honestly.
No, they were not. David and Julie were terrible.
Yeah, everybody was.
They were the worst.
They were interesting to say the least. To put it delicately.
They were terrible. Terrible.
People were offended when he was talking about his wife. He goes, "Man, this bitch is blah blah blah." That pissed a lot of people off.
Honestly, that wasn't even the worst thing he said to me.
Yeah, they ended up having a whole argument.
Yes, they did. There were some weird things he said, like just very weird.
That got weird, yeah.
And I don't know. But I would say Kevin Liss were my favorites.
What is Liss short for?
Melissa.
Melissa. Okay, that feels better when you say Melissa. Carry on.
And
like you know them or something.
I do know them. I'm Facebook friends with her.
Okay.
I know them. And
I mean, we haven't met them yet. We're going to.
We are going to be
them. They're going to be a guest on our show one day.
Yes, and we're going to be a guest
if y'all
on their show.
follow and subscribe and tell people about the show, that is.
So
yeah, I'm calling y'all out.
Even though I listened to their podcast and I know their whole story, it was really cool to see them still, on the show. I did really like Candy and Todd.
Yeah, I like them.
And
what's the other? It's the bald guys. The bald light skinned dude who was first name MF and last name. He said that like 4 or 5 times. Because I was like, man, that's me. I'm so that guy.
This guy?
Yeah, who are they? What's
I don't know their real names.
Anyway, I like them.
They were good. They were probably my favorites.
That's probably who I was thinking about, yeah. Who I couldn't think of. And I was like, what's my
Kenny and Jessica.
Kenny, MF, whatever his last name is. That's how I be feeling about myself sometimes. You got to have that confidence about yourself.
Yeah. No, they were good. So anyway, if you haven't had a chance to check it out, definitely check it out on I'm
also inspired by people who age well.
Yeah, they do not look like they've been married 20 years. They don't look old enough to have been married 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I love listening to other couples kind of talk about things that we have gone through or, things that we might go through. And it's just always good as we prepare to jump the broom.
Mm-hmm.
So Master P making rap noodles.
All right, so here's the deal. I absolutely need y'all to help me reach Master P so I can get some rap noodles. Okay, if like I've mentioned this before on the show, I swear I have. Go back, check which episode it was. Ramen noodles are amongst my all-time favorite foods. People look at me crazy when I say that because I'm a college graduate with a degree, a career, another career, and my own business. Right? I don't need to eat ramen noodles. People be like, I don't eat ramen noodles no more. I started eating ramen noodles after my freshman year because I ain't broke and I can't stand it because I ate too many when I was in the hood. But I freaking love ramen noodles. They're seriously, I can eat them all day long. I have never gotten tired of noodles.
Yeah, and it's not just the prepackaged noodles. Like, we actually go to restaurants and order ramen.
Like Japanese restaurants. And order Japanese cuisine from Japanese restaurants because I love noodles that much. So I need y'all to help me get in touch with Master P. I got a couple connections myself. I want to make a video eating rap noodles and share it with the world.
I love his rap snacks.
The rap snacks are absolute fire.
I remember the first time you brought rap snacks home, I thought this was a joke.
I remember the first time somebody brought me rap snacks home. I think I was in high school. Because they've been out for like way longer than people realize.
I did not even know about them until a few years ago.
Like the very first ones had Romeo on the bag, obviously. And then there was another one that had, I can't remember. It was like some New York rapper. It was a long time ago. Fabulous had a bag way back in the day. The rap snacks are not a new thing. I've had them quite like a long time ago. I'm pretty sure I was in high school. like sophomore or junior year in high school. So I'm not gonna tell y'all what year that was. But they've been around for a minute, and I'm glad that they're resurfacing and gaining popularity now.
They're so good.
Because they're good.
They're so good. They're just so good. So I can't wait to try the Rap Noodles. Yeah, anybody who knows Master P, definitely have him send us some so that we can try them and do a video, a vlog, if you will.
Somebody still said they want to see us do the spaghetti off.
Oh, yeah, I forgot we were supposed to do that. We can do that because I haven't made spaghetti in a while, so it's about time for me to bust out my chops.
Y'all ever heard of Chef Boyardee? Well, I'm Chef your boy Ricey, so let's get it.
Okay, all right, contest. Challenge accepted.
About time you accepted this challenge. We've been talking about this for a minute.
That is all I have on my timeline.
She's scared. Tara's
what you
scared,
got
y'all.
for obscure news?
Honestly, it was nothing funny enough to worth sharing, so let's just jump right into the listener letters.
All right, so we have, we'll do, how many do you want to do, 2?
I don't even care.
Okay, so email us at askttrl@gmail.com if you have a question for us, if you have anything you want us to chat about and get you an answer. It could be relationship advice, as we are in a relationship and have some wise words of wisdom to share.
We kind of smart.
It could be something going on with your work drama. It could be family
jobs.
drama.
We related to people.
It could be a random question you just want to ask us.
We're random people.
Whatever you got on your mind, just shoot us an email at askttrl@gmail.com or DM us or text us if you know us in real life.
Only if you know us in real life. I swear, don't be texting me talking about some, I got your number from, I don't want to hear that.
So
you can email us like everybody else.
Our first question is from Winston. And Winston wants to know.
We're watching New Girl, guys.
Yes. Winston wants to know, what is the best Thanksgiving food?
The best Thanksgiving food, when it's done right, is the dressing.
The thing is, the best Thanksgiving food is not turkey.
It's not. Don't nobody eat turkey.
I like turkey, but here's the thing. I just need enough turkey to put with my dressing and my cranberry sauce and get that all in one bite.
I think I had about half an ounce of turkey this year.
That's funny.
If that.
I'm allergic to ham, so I don't do ham.
I don't enjoy it.
So I like my turkey. I really love fried turkey or smoked turkey.
Yeah.
I just didn't really grow up with all of that brining and pulling out the innards and all of that. Y'all can keep that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
No, we fry that turkey or we smoke that turkey or we buy the smoked turkey and heat it up. And that's all I really need. It's that simple. Now, one day, I do want to.
One day when we have some like 6 and 8 year old kids and we got like a big old house where we can just do that kind of stuff.
And have 2 ovens,
where we have
ovens.
like 2 ovens, a kitchen, a dining room, and a formal dining room.
Island.
And we get dressed in matching sweaters to eat Thanksgiving dinner.
Yes.
Then we'll do that whole turkey thing. In the meantime, we're going to get like a boneless, skinless turkey breast and then throw that bad boy in the oven and then slice that mug.
Yep.
That's really simple. Ultimately what you need.
It's that simple. Whenever we have Thanksgiving with my cousins, they always get a fried turkey, and I love a good fried turkey. So anywho,
you know what I want?
What?
A fried turkey with like batter.
Oh, okay.
That would be fire. I need somebody to do that.
So my favorite or my suggestion for the best Thanksgiving food is macaroni and cheese. That's really the thing I'm always looking for. Besides the turkey and dressing and cranberry sauce. I love mac and cheese. It's just that simple.
My mama's broccoli, rice, and cheese casserole.
That's
my other favorite. Good. Like the dressing and that casserole, I can eat those 2 things for Thanksgiving.
I gotta be honest, I really love green bean casserole. And I know
so
many black people think that's a white people thing.
The way my mama does it, you'll love it, I promise.
Your mom's is good. My mom's is good.
Yeah, your mom did it really well too.
Oh man. I just like it. I don't care what you say. Fight me.
She made it for Christmas that time because we ain't had a Thanksgiving with your mama yet, have we?
Honestly, I lose track.
I can't keep up either.
All the holidays and all of our years together blur. But yeah. So what else do I really love? You know what? That corn.
The magic corn.
The crock pot corn.
It's my little cousin's recipe. It's called magic corn. It's
good.
It's kind of like a homemade cream corn, but with real.
Better.
It's way better.
Oh, cream cheese. So good. Yeah, I would have to say, really, Thanksgiving is all about the sides. It's not about the turkey. Let's just be real.
I literally did not eat. I think I had like probably 4 bites worth of turkey.
Also, another
for the sake of putting it on my first plate.
Another Thanksgiving confession. I don't like real cranberry sauce.
I don't either.
Give me that can. Slice it up. I want to see the ridges.
Yeah.
And I want it to be cold.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up on canned cranberry sauce. Now, again, that's like the real turkey. One of these days, I'm going to make real cranberry sauce. I think I have had real cranberry sauce before, though. I know one of my friends makes it, and I feel like she brought it to Friendsgiving one year.
Yeah, and that was fine. But I prefer the stuff in the can.
It just gives me nostalgia. Different. It does. It's nostalgia, really.
Yeah.
And my mom used to put it in a Cool Whip container.
Bruh, who's didn't?
I mean, really. So that's just, in my mind, it belongs in a Cool Whip container. Is it the Cool Whip container
or the butter container?
Or the butter, yep. So yeah, that's my idea of the best Thanksgiving food. So I hope y'all had some good Thanksgiving food. Hit us up and let us know what your faves or must-haves are. Our next question comes from Jess.
Who's that girl?
Who's that girl?
It's Jess.
Jess says, how do you quit your job?
You run up in that mug and be like, say, bro, I'm out there, bitch. Just like that.
Please don't do that, Jess.
Don't do that. Unless you're just real cool with your boss and they know you're quitting because you got another opportunity. Now, if you really just want to quit, 2 weeks notice is the general formal thing to do, the polite thing to do or whatever. In your 2 weeks notice, preferably written, so there's a paper trail, state your gratitude for the years or months or however long you've been at this company. Let them know that you are unfortunately leaving, as you are in a place of new opportunities, and you must explore these opportunities for the benefit of yourself.
Yeah, I'll agree with you. I've seen people do like no notice or 2 days notice. I would not recommend that because I don't like to burn bridges. I think 2 weeks is really a common courtesy that you owe people. I had a opportunity come up where I had a job offer, and like the offer letter had me starting quicker, like basically right away, quicker than what would have been 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. And I asked them to extend it so I could, be respectful and close things out and give a full 2 weeks. And so if you have that opportunity to do that, I think that's polite. And I think that's, it gives you a transition time to, get your stuff in order, get your files, make sure documents are saved in the right place and all that. And, in terms of how to quit, it depends on your office culture. Because I will say there are some places that I've heard of where you try to give the 2 weeks and they're like, well, you can just leave now.
Yeah, I had a job like that. Ooh. I was working at this stupid portrait studio. I'm not going to call. I'm not going to say its name.
Please don't.
What I will say is that it was not very innovative.
Oh my gosh, you are so...
It was not a very innovative portrait studio. But, yeah, like if they told us from jump, like if you're going to quit, you can't give a 2 weeks notice. We have to let you go right away. Okay. So if I quit in the middle of the day and you're understaffed, that's your problem.
Yeah, because that's... Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Whoopsies.
If you quit in the middle of the day, then there's only like 4 people working instead of 5. And then it's like it's the type of place that takes appointments regardless of the amount of staff they have, the amount of resources they have. Like the schedule is like literally 15 minutes apart. You answer the phone. If somebody calls, your job is to book them. Regardless of anything. Even if they just have a question about the type of cameras you use, your job is to book them. Ultimately, you just have to pray they don't show up so you can like actually keep everything flowing. Because if there's only 2 people working, there's like 6 families. And
then people gonna be waiting.
People are gonna be sitting there waiting, and then the schedule's automatically thrown off in a matter of minutes. So it was literally just like a toxic work environment that I'm so very glad to be far away from at this point. And yeah, so it was a thing where they don't accept 2 weeks notice. So what I did, I took a long lunch break and went and enjoyed myself. Came back and I was like, manager, I was the assistant manager at the time too, so made it worse. So I literally was like, hey, I got a new opportunity, so I'm no longer in need of employment. I would like to submit my 2 weeks notice. And they're like, are you serious? I was like, yeah, sorry. Well, we can't do 2 weeks notice. I'm like, I know. So guess I'm getting off early today. And like, well, you can stick around for the rest of the day. I'm like, yeah, I can't, because that would be a half day notice and you don't accept notice. So gotta go.
Right.
Dipped out. So much fun. I mean, of course, I left there cool with everybody. Again, right. I was the assistant manager.
And
so
you had a better opportunity.
And I had a better opportunity.
So
the same opportunity that the previous assistant manager left that job for. I was like, bro, please take me with you. And he did. Shout out to my boy Scott.
So the thing is, like, if you have one of those toxic work environments, of course, everybody wants to have that drop the mic, I don't need y'all, you need me moments where you can just blow it up in flames. But definitely, if you know you're going to need like letters of recommendation, or, you know, if anything were to happen, you might need to go back, or you might end up working with them in the future. Or if you're switching to a different position, but it's in the same field, so y'all might run into each other at conferences.
Or the same parent company.
Yeah, like, just, I don't like to burn bridges. I just like to say,
like, if you work at Walmart and then you get an opportunity at Sam's Club, don't trash the store.
right. So, like, I kind of like what you said in the beginning about just saying, you know, I appreciate all the opportunities I've had here, but unfortunately, I'm gonna have to leave because XYZ came up, and it's an offer I couldn't refuse, kind of thing. So I will say, if you're close with your supervisor, I would just talk to them first before you do a formal letter of resignation, because that's just, again, common courtesy, human decency.
Let them know first, so that when you announce it to the whole company, or you email the higher ups and whatnot, talk to your supervisor first so they can all be on the same page.
Also, I do want to say, like, I had a situation where I knew I was just moving and I didn't want to leave them in a bind. So it wasn't even a matter of like, oh, I'm trying to switch jobs. It was like, I'm moving to a different state. And so I let my supervisor know months in advance, hey, I'm actively looking for other jobs. This is the reason why. And it's nothing against y'all, but I'm moving to a different state for XYZ reason. And that, I just want to give y'all a heads up so you can start preparing. I did that out of common courtesy because I knew they weren't going to fire me and be like, well, you can just leave now. So, it just kind of depends on.
Don't tempt me.
It kind of depends on what your work environment was like, because they really appreciated that. So that way they could plan for the upcoming season ahead and kind of know what was going to happen. And then once I did get a job, I gave them my 2 weeks. So, that's just one of those things. Quitting is so awkward. It's one of the more difficult adult things that you have to do, even if you want to leave a place. It's just, it's kind of a tough thing to do, but we wish you all the best, Jess. And if there's anything else we can do to help, let us know. And we hope things are going well wherever life takes you in your new journey. And send us a follow-up.
Please send us a follow-up. We like follow-ups. We like interaction.
Yes, we do.
We're actually pretty freaking cool people.
So again, if you have questions for us, you can just email us at askttrl@gmail.com. That's askttrl@gmail.com. So as we always do, we're going to wrap up this week's episode with our love life advice of the week. Just a little quick tip for you in general. And since we're just coming off of the Thanksgiving holiday, wanted to have my love life advice for this week be: show gratitude in your relationship. Mm-hmm. And not just on Thanksgiving, but all year round. Mm-hmm. And that's something that I try to work on, is like actually saying thank you. Uh-huh. And so not just like thinking it and assuming, oh, he know how I feel, he know what I mean.
Right.
But I think there's something special about like literally saying it out loud, even if it's something small. But just being like, hey, babe, thanks for such and such. I really appreciate it. Like, I
need to work on not saying thank you to you for stuff in your voice. Because when I thank you for stuff, I always say it in your voice, like the way you say it.
Yeah.
I always literally, like, sort of like mimicking the way you say thank you. I always kind of do that, and probably shouldn't, but you know what I mean.
It's okay if you do that, if you balance it out with sometimes in your voice.
But like, say, girl,
hey,
I appreciate the fact that you looking out for me the way that you do.
Yeah.
Buying this dinner tonight.
Also, when you say thank you,
that's how I really talk. This is my radio voice.
Whatever.
This is how I really talk.
Oh my gosh. So when you say thank you, be specific. So say thank you for taking the trash out last night.
Thanks for dinner, babe. That's how you say stuff.
Whatever. Thanks for loading the dishwasher yesterday. I really appreciated that. So, being very specific about the thing.
Oh yeah, I appreciate you loading the dishwasher yesterday.
You're welcome. And then, just make sure you're expressing your gratitude often.
It doesn't have to be a big deal to express gratitude.
It doesn't.
It's the little things.
It is. And so that
was me mimicking our voice again. Oh gosh.
So like we said, we've been together almost 7 years. And so it can be a thing that you become complacent and you're just like, oh, they know how I feel. But open your mouth and actually say thank you. Express that gratitude to your partner. Let them know how much they mean to you.
Yeah, you mean quite a bit to me. You mean a great deal to me.
You're right.
A great deal. I think I kind of embedded my thoughts into that. So let's wrap up the show because people don't want to hear us ramble. They want to hear us banter.
Banter.
Yeah, so let's banter on the way out the show. So, of course, we want you to follow us on social media platforms. This is TTRL. Throw an @ in front of that on Instagram and Twitter, and you will find us. Follow us. We'll probably follow you back. I'm serious.
And you can follow me at IMTCar on Instagram and Twitter.
Y'all know where I'm at. THERY_C. As in manhole up, it's the right C. I done came down after 9:03.
And make sure that you are subscribing to the podcast and share it with a friend. And we hope you enjoy it. And we will see you later.
Peace.